Hi, so today I'm just going to be doing a little story that I've come up with and that I've wanted to share with people for a long time, but I haven't been bothered to write up, so here we go. The world swirled around me. Colours blended into each other to create new, dull, dead tones of grey. Everything was different today. Everything was numb and muted. The usually biting wind that whistled past me, stabbing like daggers against my skin, was a mere gentle breeze that caressed my face. The rain was usually like sharp shards of ice smashing into my head, shattering violently on my skull. But today it was just a mild pitter-pattering of raindrops falling onto my head, rolling across my skin. The distant sound of excited chatter that usually accompanied warm sunny days like this drifted through the park, resonating in my ears. I watched people running, jumping, skipping happily with big, goofy grins plastered across their faces. I sipped my coffee lazily and continued watching people, watching their stupid grins and thinking about the people behind those smiles and the stories behind those people, stories that we'd never know or see. It was like one glimpse, one scene from a film we'd never know the beginning or ending of. And I loved that. I loved not knowing. I loved watching people. I loved watching these little scenes and then trying to guess what the movie would be like. It's like looking at a person and thinking, is that movie a romance or a tragedy or a horror? But we don't know, so we can create little stories about people, and that's the best, because then we can live in fantasy rather than real life, and, well, real life isn't the best. I took another sip of my coffee, and it tasted weird. It tasted different. It wasn't bitter, but it wasn't sweet, and it wasn't hot, and it wasn't cold. It was nothingy. It was as if something was missing. In fact, now that I think about it, that's what this whole morning had tasted like. Like something was missing. Like something had been missing from my life. Slowly and sadly, I got up from the bench that I had been sitting on. It was damp and wet, so I didn't really want to stay there any longer. I started off down the stone-paved path, getting away from the hustle and bustle of the popular part of the park. The further I got away from everyone, the quieter everything seemed to get. It got to a point where everything was silent. A deathly silence that settled across everything and anything. It was peaceful yet disturbing. I veered off the path, venturing onto the damp grass, its little green blades tickling any exposed skin it could find. But it was strange because I didn't feel it. I could just see it. I didn't feel the little tickling blades. In fact, I hadn't really felt anything since last night. I didn't really remember last night. Everything was a bit fuzzy and blurry and I don't know. But what I do know is that the world had changed. Everything was out of focus, indistinct, distant. Everything was distant. It was as if I was in my own little bubble, watching everything on a crappy, low-res TV screen. Because everything seemed fake. Everything seemed like it was put on, like people were just speaking dialogue. Everything seemed like it was from some sort of film. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the world that had changed last night. Maybe it was me. The dew from the grass had started to seep through my shoes and deep into my socks, meaning that with every step I created a muted, squelching sound. And this is how I carried on for some time, plodding across the wet fields, squelch, 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 until I realised that I had absolutely no idea where I was. How long had I been walking for? Had I completely zoned out? I don't know. But looking through the field, the hair on the back of my neck started to prickle and stand on end. A weird sense of deja vu had spread through me. I'd been here. I swear to God, I'd been here. And recently. But I hadn't. I know I hadn't. I would remember. But the place had immediately sent a wave of familiarity surging through me. It was almost a happy, nostalgic place. as if it was a field where I had come and played as a child. But I hadn't. I know I hadn't. I know I haven't ever been here in my entire life. I don't remember. I would have remembered. But then again, I don't remember last night. And last night was important, and I can tell this place is important. What happened last night? What made the world change? Did it happen here? Dunno. It feels like it did. Feels like it did. I started to run, started to move. I knew I couldn't stay here. I knew that I had to leave this place. However important it was bad news. I didn't need anything to change. I was happy. I was completely happy with how things were. I didn't need anything else to happen. All of a sudden, I felt a sharp pain hit the side of my neck, surging through my body, spreading through my bloodstream. The sharp pain was breaking the numbness that I'd been feeling all morning. It made my body feel heavy. It made my eyes want to close. My eyelids drooped further and further. But before I hit the ground, I was caught by a strong, firm, rough pair of hands. Their roughness contrasting the smoothness that I'd been feeling since last night. Last night, the hands felt familiar. Oh God, the hands were definitely familiar. They were sharp and warm and rough, and they were important. They were the most important thing in the moment right now. They were the most important thing in the world. They were the only thing that could help me, the only thing that could save me. I knew that. But I just didn't know why. The last thing I saw before I was swept into unconsciousness, before the blackness overtook me completely, was a man's warm, soft, but still worried and dangerous face staring down at me. I felt comforted. I knew he was here to help me. So that's just a little story that I've been thinking of for a while now, and that I've just really wanted to get out there and tell someone. So I thought I'd just upload it to YouTube. So thanks for listening, if anyone did, and hope you have a good day.